All right, drone video. This is tract 14 at the Devil's Backbone. This does border the National Forest along its west side, the entire west side. That's where we're looking. We're looking down on the west side as we face east. The easement road borders the whole west side of the property, as does the National Forest, which is directly across the easement road. So we're actually over the National Forest now. We're facing easterly, looking at the property. The road kind of bumps out right there because essentially that's where it ends. There's one tract after this, and so the turnaround is right there. That road you see off to the left that's going to the east, that's a driveway on tract 13. That's not on this property. So tract 14, heavily wooded. As we look easterly off in the distance, you can see those darker trees. That's a pine grove on the property with beautiful tall pine trees. Some pretty good sized pine trees too. And unless I'm mistaken, this is the property that has the pond on it. And there we go. There are about 30 tracts out here at the Devil's Backbone, and we found, I think, 2 ponds, and this was one of them. It's directly on tract 14. It's not a big pond, but it looks like it was very well made. It's been there probably for decades, still holding water, even though it's probably had no maintenance as far as removing limbs and branches. It's probably had little or no maintenance for many years, and still holding water, so that's awesome. So in an area with national forest and deer everywhere, you've got a permanent water source on your property. So odds are that the deer and the turkey visit this tract 14 regularly as part of their kind of rotation because they love to have that water source right there. You'll see some different trails kind of crisscrossing these tracts. They're just old trails that were on the larger property. The only easement road or trail is the access road on the west side. So these other trails that you're seeing, that's not for anybody else to cross over your property. That's just old trails that happen to be there when it was divided. So 14 has the gorgeous pond. I don't see any actual driveway coming off the easement road. So that's something that if you were to do that, you would obviously increase the value of your property immediately. Now we're heading easterly. We're getting to that pine grove. So we're a little bit east of the center of the property. And then there is actually kind of a natural clearing once we get to the east side, if we see that. I'm not sure if we will see that actually. But look at those big pine trees. Hard to tell from the air, but you've got quite a bit of what appear to be mature pine on the property. There's another one of those trails we were mentioning. So yeah, that's the natural clearing that I spoke of. And I knew that was there because I'm looking at the aerial map while we're doing this voiceover here. It looks like where one of the old trails probably changed direction, and that's toward the east side of the property. So it could be convenient if you wanted to kind of punch in your driveway to go back to that east side and take advantage of that natural clearing there. Now we're looking westerly and flying back westerly toward the easement road. In the distance, you can see the Mark Twain National Forest. Tens of thousands of acres of land that's available for you to hunt and camp and play, and they've got trails and roads and creeks and rivers, and it's amazing. I mean, people come from all over the nation to hunt and camp in the Mark Twain National Forest, and you literally have it essentially adjoining your property because it's we're looking at it right on the other side of that easement road. So we're still over the west side, and then once we cross over the road, that's the National Forest right there. So you can literally, just use that word, to overuse that word, can literally go from your property into thousands of acres of National Forest. A lot of hunters and campers like the Devil's Backbone because it gives them the opportunity to have their own private acreage and still be able to have immediate access into many thousands of acres of additional land. So if you're hunting, obviously, with the pond, even without any other kind of wildlife preparation, you're going to have deer and turkey loving your property. But if you have a large group of people, or if you want to really do some exploring, you can go into that national forest and hunt that as well. So really special situation we've got here at the Devil's Backbone. Not only that, but we're close to West Plains, Missouri, which is the largest regional city. Rivers and creeks all over the place out here. And, oh, that's it. So that was just a quick look at Tract 14. Super nice tract, one of the very few tracts with a pond on it at the Devil's Backbone, and also one of the very few tracts with that large pine tree population. So special property. If you have any questions, just let us know.